Hello, good day and welcome to another edition of Sports Check here on Ghana Web TV. My name is Daniel Odo and as usual I bring you another exciting and riveting interview. And if you are a keen follower of Ghana football, her name will certainly ring a bell. During the most difficult times of Ghana football, she and a couple of Ghanaians were called upon to bring sanity into the Ghanaian game. More than 12 months have passed and they brought their duties to an end. Today we come up close and personal with one of the main actors of the Normalization Committee and the work they did. We'll go for a short commercial break. When I return, I'll introduce my guest and we'll dive right into the conversation. Stay with us. You're welcome back from the break. You're still here on Sports Check on Ghana Web TV. My name is Daniel Odo. Today, my guest is Naa Odofoley Nortey. The woman who was at the far front of the Normalization Committee, the changing of the statutes, the one who made us understand what has been expunged and what has been included in the new regulation of the Ghana Football Association. How would she rate her job and how would you rate her job? Today, we are up close and personal with her. Madam, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Daniel.
It's been a long road.
14 months.
14 months, a long time.
Long time.
And today we are in your law firm. It's like you are not taking a break. You're back into normal routine.
Yes, I've been told that there's no rest for the wicked.
But you're not wicked, are you?
Well, I believe you find a good number of people who think so. Yes.
But I mean, how has the process been? We'll talk about your upbringing, your foray into sport, but how has the process? How did you get to know that you're going to serve on the Normalization Committee, and did you readily decided that you were going to take it, or you had hesitation?
Oh, first of all, honestly, a gentleman from FIFA called Aliu, I think he's Senegalese.
Okay.
He came looking for me here in my offices and he had called and sent messages and I thought it was a prank. Honestly, I didn't take him serious. But subsequently, he came in with Michael Utieje.
Okay.
And that was when I had to take him serious. And I said, well, why not? I asked a few people and they said, why not? So I took it up. I like challenges.
Okay.
And we are where we are today. The rest, they say, is history.
Did you do any consultation when the offer came?
Oh, definitely I have to speak to my husband. Definitely I have to speak to my partners in the firm. I have to speak to my colleagues in the firm. I have to speak to my very good friends and find out. And of course, I spoke to a few football people who I happen to know. And I was not totally ignorant of what had happened because I was one of the people who actually queued at the Pink Lady to go and watch the Anna's video.
Oh, really?
And so I knew what was going on. And what most people don't even realize is that actually I do know Mr. Nyantiti quite well.
Oh, really?
Yes. So, I mean, it's sad what happened to him. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but I knew what was going on in Ghana. I mean, I was sufficiently woke and I appreciated the issues. And what I perhaps underestimated was the enormity of the work.
Okay.
That one, I underestimated that. And also the whole system. I kind of didn't expect things to be the way they were. But I quickly,
Yeah. You seem like a quick study.
Yeah, I just quickly, reoriented and just got into it. So yes.
As a private legal practitioner, I mean, you're not entrusted in the media space and all of that, but this job was literally played out in the media. People will criticize the work that you do, people with ulterior motives, etc., etc. How difficult was that to wake up in the morning, hear your name being mentioned and being accused of expunging things in the GFA statutes and replacing them with new ones?
Oh, first of all, the relationship with the media, as I said at the Congress, I hear most of you are unhappy with me, but that's how I feel. That it was from day one, we were really not given a chance. And halfway through, the whole conversation had been reduced to open abuse.
Yeah.
So for me, at that point, I really stopped caring. I just got on with what I had to do. And you hear all manner of things. Honestly, most of the time, I was really amused. I was amused by it because clearly the person speaking was speaking from a point of ignorance. I don't know.
Did you get any inkling or there's this edge to try and call into any of the radio programs if, say, your name had come up and you were being verbally abused and say, look, these are the facts of the matter. What you're saying is from a point of ignorance?
No, for me, I have had to learn to be very tolerant because of the work I do. I am mainly a litigation person.
Okay.
And you should know that as a litigation lawyer, every view you take, the other side takes a contrary view. So for me, criticizing me or disagreeing with me is not something that really bothers me, because in the job in which I am, it is the normal daily occurrence. So, and I don't think I've ever been tempted to call into a radio station to speak back. Of course, I mean, but for the position, if any of those people had even tried engaging one-on-one, maybe we would have settled it the Ghana way and gone our way. But you have to also look at the position in which you are and comport yourself. Yes.
What do you mean by the Ghana way? You don't come across as someone who would do that.
Again, you don't know me.
We're speaking with Naa Odofoley Nortey, a member of the Normalization Committee. I don't know if their job is over. I would ask her whether her job is officially over. But last Friday, Congress elected a new president in Ket ESO Kreku. Ghana football is enjoying a certain goodwill after the elections. Hopefully, it translates into good performances for all the various national teams and club football in the country. What were some of the initial challenges working with Madam Lucy Quays, Dr. Kofi Amwa, and the other gentleman, I've forgotten. Mr. Duadontin.
Okay, so first of all, I knew Lucy.
Okay.
Perhaps you don't know, but I was in school with Lucy. We're in the same house, Wesley Girls, Urban House. Kofi Duadontin, I know extremely well. During Can 2008, Kofi Duadontin happened to be the CEO of Ghana Post or Post and something. And so that meant that I got tickets to all the games played at Accra Sports Stadium. What you don't know is that we have this thing we do. I call him a Janjaweed rebel. Yes, so when I see him, I say Janjaweed rebel. So I know Kofi Duadontin.
So just working with your friends, people you
Basically, that's what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was. So working with them was really easy because these were people I knew already.
Interesting. But at some point, he had to leave the committee and under very, if you like, bizarre circumstances.
It wasn't bizarre. Again, let me explain the circumstances under which he left. You know, after that first media encounter,
Yes.
journalists from Ghana wrote countless petitions, letters, complaints to the media department of FIFA. And they didn't let it go. They just will not let it go. At some point, I think the people just got tired because they asked me, now what is happening in Ghana? Why are we receiving so many complaints? I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, so that's how come he...
That is how come. As for what you heard in the media, I really do not know. But it was just one complaint after the other. And it had been so from the beginning. I want to use this platform to appeal to the media. Look, we have a new FA in place. We have a new EXCO. Be kind to them. At least allow them to settle into their work before we start the ugly noises. I will plead on behalf of Kurt and his group. Be kinder to them than you were to us. After all, they are one of you. So this one, I'm speaking to the media.
That's a good clarion call. What did you make of the suggestion that this is something you could have done in a month or 2 or 3 months at most, and that you were prolonging the stay so you could enjoy the largesse that came with it, that you were enjoying $4,000 and
again, I don't mean to sound funny. $4,000. That is one Gucci bag. It's one bag. I don't know the kind of people, I don't know how much they earn. But when you're 15 years in practice, $4,000 is not even, it's a quarter of a basic divorce you do. Honestly, I'm sorry, but it's nothing.
It must have hurt to hear people say that's the reason why.
It was not hurting, it was just annoying. And you just kind of feel sorry for them. That they think $4,000 is what I would do. And honestly, I probably need to get my office to quantify what I have lost in terms of fees in this 1 year. I can assure you that $4,000, I'm sorry, it's chicken change.
I see that.
That's one Gucci bag. One.
Let's backtrack and talk about your personal life, your upbringing, where you went to school. I'm sure Ghanaians want to know
who is Naa Odofoley Nortey. Oh, okay. So that one, I like talking about myself. I'm very vain. I went to University Primary School, one of the best schools in the country. From there, I went to Wesley Girls High School. I left Wesley Girls in 96. I did my O-level, A-level. Then I think I did my national service at the National Sports Council. When I went to the University of Ghana, I read law. I came to the Makola School of Law. In 2004, I graduated. And I've been practicing law ever since. I worked with Zoe Achiarenko at Achia. He's now the Minister of Works and Housing. And then I joined Bayo & Co, and I've been here for the past 10 years. I'm now a partner.
Wow.
Yes. So I've been in the trenches, Yes.
Wow. But did you always set out to be a lawyer? I mean, you come across you make me feel that you are a litigant.
No, but it's but no. Honestly, I'm sure I don't have a head for math, and I can't stand the sight of blood. But I think I would have been a very wonderful nurse. I think I would have been. And then I also wanted to be a naval officer. I couldn't be, so I married one to make up for that. Because I think they look absolutely gorgeous in that white uniform. I couldn't be, so...
But what stopped you from being one yourself?
I have absolutely no discipline. I mean, seriously.
Really?
Yes, and I don't take instructions very well. And I mean, that life is too regimented, it's too strict. I am a happy-go-lucky person. I'm sure I would have been dishonorably discharged after the first. I don't even think I would have made the cuts because I'm too lazy. I can't exercise. So yes, that's what it is. So, well.
Wesley Girls, one of the best schools in the country. I mean, is it true that you guys are entitled and because you feel like you are the best school?
But you just said one of the best.
Yes.
Honestly, you cannot hide your light under a bushel. What's the point? We are one of the best. In fact, I think we are the best.
So you walk around with a chip on your shoulder?
You don't have to. People already see you and they feel inferior. I don't know why. We are confident. We are God-fearing. We are everywhere we go, we make an impact. And while we're talking about Wesley Girls, let me chip this in here. My year group, you probably don't know, I finished in 94. We're doing a project in Ankafo this year. We call it the Ankafo Project. We are, in fact, renovating the female ward. That's the foster ward of Ankafo. We are bringing it all together on the 30th of November at the Accra Marriott Hotel, where we'll have a fundraising dinner dance. And we're hoping that, look, people would buy into it. Mental health care in this country is a problem.
That's a good initiative, and we're gonna on the show
So
we
please.
can assure you that we're gonna be there too.
Yeah, so please, people, come and donate to us. Come and help us to help Ankafu.
We would help
Yes.
Wesley Girls School.
It is the only mental health facility outside of Accra in this country. We have 3. 2 are in Greater Accra. That one is in the central region. I'm sure there are people in the north with mental health problems. They have to travel either to the central or to the Greater Accra region.
That's true.
It's sad what we've done.
That's
Nkrumah had such a wonderful idea. You should see the state of that facility. Well beyond this time, well planned. And we've run it down.
Hopefully,
Like we do everything in this country, including our football.
hopefully, many will follow the initiative of Wesley Girls and help in terms of solving the mental health issues in this country. What were some of your fondest memories growing up at Wesley Girls or schooling at Wesley Girls?
Actually, with my year group, we were the last batch of the old system, and so we did the whole 7 years, as opposed to others who did 3 years.
Yes, 3 years.
It's now 4 years.
It's now 4
What
years.
is it? I can't. I don't know. So
The
we were
WASI
there
and
for a
the-
very long time, and I look. I have met the most interesting people. I have made friends for life. Look, I see my mates, and look, 30 years after leaving, 25 years after leaving school, we've still managed to come together to even do this project in Ankafu. That speaks volumes.
You come across as someone who works hard, who's very strict, focused on work, etc. But how do you relax?
Actually, I do what my friends call closet alcoholism. So,
What's that one too?
So, honestly, by Friday, I'm actually out of it. Occasionally, I drag myself to probably go to a bit of clubbing, a bit of dancing, occasionally. But I mean, half the time I'm tired. I'm in this office by 6:30. I leave here after 8. I mean, that is my day. I literally live in this office. So a little glass of bubbly or a nice glass of wine to just bring it all together at the weekend. And Sundays, but for the fact that it became a little fat. I like my fufu on Sunday with a little shandy.
Hey,
It sets the mood for, to enter the following week. It makes life beautiful. And I watch a lot of TV in my spare time, and I read a lot.
Okay.
I read a lot.
that's a trait of lawyers, and
Not law books. I mean novels. Yes, I read a lot. I
interesting.
read a lot. But nowadays, I mean, you go and take somebody's money. I can't even read. I have to read law books because you've taken the money and you've chopped the money.
Are you a religious person?
I'm a Catholic,
Okay.
and I'm a very staunch one, and I'm an active member of my church. I go to my parish is actually St. Thomas Aquinas Lakon.
Okay.
I'm a member of St. Vincent de Paul Society, and as Vincentians, we do charity work.
Okay.
Again, Christmas is coming. I entreat everybody. Look for the less needy in your society. It could be that neighbor. Just give them a dress. Give them a shoe. Give them something. Look, you have all these shoes, these young ladies. You have so many things. There could be a child in your neighborhood living in a kiosk, just looking on them. A bag of rice, a little oil. That is what Vincentians do. Charity work.
That's good. That's good.
The Great Commission, we follow it to the letter.
So you're a very religious person.
I don't know what very religious is. I mean, I don't
You
have...
believe in God.
Of course, I do. I'm Catholic. Yes.
Interesting. Favorite food?
Oh, fufu and any soup. So long as you don't have that rodent in there, I'm fine.
Favorite musician?
Ghanaian or international?
Ghanaian.
We start. Number 1, Daddy Lumba. Number 2, Kodwentry. Number 3, Obrafo. Number 4, Dasebre Dramna. Number 5, Lord Kenya.
Oh, interesting.
You want me to go to 10?
No. What about the foreigners?
It will have to start with Madonna, Elton John, Coldplay, then the rest follow.
But you don't like love songs. Daddy Lumba's a lot of love songs. Kodwentry a lot of love songs.
Yeah. Kodwentry, yes. And every year I go for his concert. I mean, that one, the whole year I save towards it. I give him some of my money at the end of the year.
That's a small fraction of your money.
Oh, not really. I save towards it.
Really? When 4,000 is for a Gucci bag?
It's one Gucci bag.
One Gucci bag.
They should respect themselves. People are disrespectful in this country. They should respect themselves.
What do you make of this?
One business class ticket, $4,000. Oh.
What do you make of this attempt to bar people from going to law school en masse?
Honestly, I don't understand what is going on. If you ask me today how to get into law school, I probably don't know. Because what we went through and the kind of system we followed and what pervades today has really changed. Honestly, I can understand the authorities that the facilities are just not available. But then we've known this thing since Kwame Nkrumah put up the law school in Makola. We've always known the capacity. I think that we really need to have that conversation, devoid of emotion. Look at it. Is it time to do something about the way we train our lawyers and even our medical doctors? Of course, the argument too is that you don't want just anybody coming in. But I believe, looking at it and being a profession, the way you position yourself, the way you even do your work, would set you apart from that other person, as it is with every. There are a lot of radio stations, there are a lot of media houses. There are some I don't even know where they are. I wouldn't even go there if I wouldn't go there short of a gun to my head. Because I don't believe in what they're doing over there. I don't like their attitude. I just don't think that they're professional enough. So it is about standards. What should you care if somebody is called to the bar, he becomes a lawyer and he's a bad one? Of course, his work will show for him.
Yeah.
I think we need more lawyers. I'm happy to collect all the money now and do all the cases, but I have to be sensitive to the fact that we need more lawyers. The number of lawyers we have in Ghana, I suspect DLA Piper has, and there's only one law firm in the world, has probably more lawyers in all its offices in the world.
Great. What are your guiding principles as we wind down on this conversation? What would you tell a young girl who wants to reach the very top of her career? That
it's good to have social media. You don't need to show your tits and ass on social media. Let people appreciate you for what is here. Beauty fades. In fact, was store. You can buy it. And the kind of makeup people are doing this, you can literally transform yourself with a pencil and some powder. But you should have value. You should have value as a human being. You should educate yourself. You should be polite. You should be a lady. And stop. I'm sorry. I get very sad when I see some of these videos.
Yeah.
What is going on? Why should a woman, a lady, be bush? Why should you be half naked in public? You can look sexy without showing your bits. Honestly, something that really bugs me. I am really worried about what I have a young daughter, and I worry the kind of things I see. I'm not that old. In fact, I'm not old at all, very young. But it hurts me. that people think that it is okay to just dress up and look good and follow one man or the other. Why do you have to take money from a man? Make your own money.
True.
Learn how to bake a cake. You can make a business out of it.
I see you're very passionate about this topic.
But it bugs me. Why should you go and put whatever there, and then you wear a tight dress, and then all you do is why?
I feel your pain. Final question before we go. I'm sorry to take you back, but one of the questions my team members wanted me to ask you was whether you targeted Mr. Kwaku Palmer.
Personally or as an NC?
As an NC.
Again, this question, I think it's a dead horse. Again, I'm not going to go into details because the matter is in fact before CAS.
Okay.
So I'm not going to really comment on it. But the reasons for his disqualification, was communicated to him sufficiently. And beyond that reason, there's no other reason. He's before CAS. The question for CAS to answer is he really in breach of Article 3.5 of our general regulations?
Okay.
And when he was asked whether there is any finding of an ethics committee, either of FIFA, CAF, or the GFA, what was his answer? And what did we subsequently discover? I'll leave it at that.
Are we going to see you playing an active role in our football anytime soon?
Yes.
Really?
As a supporter of Accra Great Olympics, I will be there in my strike, standing at the Osu stand. I'll try not to buy pure water. I'll try not to pelt the referee if I am not happy with the officiating. And I would ask my fellow Oli supporters that let's all comport ourselves.
Now that Olympics know that you are one of them, I'm sure you handle a lot of their legal cases.
Actually, we are in Premier.
Yes.
And we are a very serious top flight Premier League club. We will not go to court. We will earn all our 3 points on the field of play and not outside the field of play.
Do you know some of their accolades?
Amen.
Oli Gbogbo.
All of
Oli
them.
Machine. Oli Juliju. Thank you very much for your time. Naa Odofoley Nortey. Naa is a title, so we are unable to add any other.
You can add miss because it will be wrong. So it's
Yes.
just Naa Odofoley Nortey.
Yes, where we come from. If you are watching and you are not sure why I'm calling her Naa Odofoley Nortey, Naa is a title. It's a very big title actually, so we're unable to add any other titles. It's been an exciting, up close and personal conversation with Naa Odofoley Nortey. She's earned a lot of plaudits getting to the end of the normalization. Even those who criticized her in the beginning realized that she had something that we all needed. She brought a lot of calmness to Congress, explained the statutes, the new statutes of the Ghana Football Association to all and sundry, and she's, endeared herself to a lot of the media folks, those who even criticized her from the beginning. My name has been Daniel Ojo. It's been another edition of Sports Check here on Ghana Web TV. We are back same time next week with another edition of the show. Until then, keep well.